I heard you talk about a plenipotentiarian, and basically, if you could break that down, but for those in Alberta that are listening, it's like there's, like a secret group, and there's one big shot, and he or she goes and makes deals and locks you into it, and you don't really know anything about it. And can you kind of break that down, a plenipotentiarian and how they fit in to
Sure,
this?
sure, sure. Shout if it gets boring, right? So, each country is allocated a plenary. That they're called a plenary. The title is a plenipotentiary, but they sort of referred to as a plenary, and they're issued plenary powers, which means they can sign sovereignty, not necessarily over, but they can deal. Let's say sit round the table with sovereign power, and they're called a plenary. Each country out of the 195 odd countries have a plenary, and most people don't even know who they are. Take October just gone, the United Nations meeting that happened, what they call, they love their titles, don't they? The high level treaty meeting, where they were offering all heads of state to come and sign on a plethora of treaties. And a treaty is a pledge as opposed to a contract. So it's a different kind of thing. That's why it's a derivative. It's an instrument. So it's not like a normal contract. So your country, wherever you're listening, I don't know how many people are listening. You have a plenary, so find out who that is, and then they attend these meetings, which is effectively, they would say, public, and then that's closed, and then they have something called a plenary meeting. Those plenary meetings are people with the power that speak for you and me. They meet and they hone in verbally, what how they want to participate into the international rules based order. They hone that in, and there's four levels to before you get to ratification. Ratification is a terrible thing, by the way. It sounds like a good thing, but it's kind of not. You get accession, acceptance, approval, ratification. So there's four stages to each treaty. Each one of those stages is signed in a contract, which I have here. Then that is then brought into national law and then audited into yours and my national law. And we don't know about it until we can't move. It's like a straitjacket you can't see. So that's what we got going on. They're called a plenary. They have sovereign power that are issued to him, which is might be shocking to some. And then they sit down. And right now, the United Nations, although it's we're getting major distraction by the Israel-Palestine thing. There's loads of other conflicts in the world as well, but that's the main one that's sucking the oxygen out of the room. Behind the scenes, these plenary meetings are going on, and it will be audited into law. And if nothing else, even if I can't get to it that way, it would be nice for people to know establishment perma-state mechanisms that are going into place and affecting our lives, and the people know nothing about it. Does that help?